Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have exactly 1 hour to get something done here, so let's jump in right away. No talking, well, that much talking in the beginning, because we know our opener. It's going to be Odin's Grace 1, grab the first worker, put everyone on wood, ignore the first couple of units, speed up the game, and that's really it. So we're going to continue our experimentation with different towers, and this time around I immediately want to grab the Chaos Reaper. Architect, unlock all 9 towers, perfect. Achievement. So yeah, this time around I want to go with the Chaos Reaper, see what it can do, check it out, and also want to continue experimenting with different kind of towers. What can we do with them in general? I'll just stick to Arc Towers and Runestone Towers all the time. Okay, now we have a little bit of extra weed, but I don't know if I want to go that route. Wasting... whatever. Okay, let's see what this Chaos Reaper can do, because next wave I kind of want to start putting down some towers. The only problem is it costs 10 gold. Well, it's not that big of a deal, except we won't be able to get a economy budget 1 before we get stave construction, but I mean, who cares? Okay, let's put down a Chaos Reaper. Let's see first let's see the range on this thing. Okay. You probably can guess what I was about to say there. And we can go with this 4, I guess, because it has a really small range. The only problem is this is probably a good spot for an outpost. So... you know what, I'm just gonna put this guy over here. Looks badass. Okay, let's see what it can do. Let's check out some of the stats real quick. On base damage is... wow, that's actually insane. No, yeah, that is insane. 400 base... okay, so this is kind of similar currently, except for the range, to the Raven Towers. Right, because that is like huge damage, huge range, and fire rate is... yeah, that's very bad actually. Okay, so this is a heavy hitter, single target. Probably single target, devastating damage within a cone in front of it. So, okay, so it's not actually a single target, so that's the first big main difference. Good. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab stave construction, grab the guild hall, so we start making that gold. Okay, let's see what kind of damage it does. Okay, so it is kind of an AoE, but at the same time it does a ton of damage. And here we have a couple of banners. That's why I wanted to put it down so we can take a peek at the banners it can get. Dark Worship, not Worship. Increases the crit chance of all Chaos Reapers and also increases spell damage. You know what's insane about this one? We can grab this and the Runestone Tower banner, which amplifies the damage based on the spell damage. Now that's a crazy combo. Critical Bleed. Critical hits from a Chaos Reaper apply a portion of their damage as bleeding stacks, so damage over time. Fantastic. And it does have a crit chance banner. I mean, so far, these two will work perfectly alongside Runestone Towers, for example. And then Double Strike. All Chaos Reapers strike twice. The second hit deals a portion of the first hit's damage. Second hit damage is 21% of the first hit. Now, this actually is fantastic for the early game, right? Because it seems like we're not really able to deal with a bunch of enemies at the same time. Although I'm pretty sure I'm going to open up with a few Arc Towers just to have some AoE. But I think this is actually fantastic to start out with. And then we can go with the crazier stuff later on. University is next. I'm gonna stick to our outpost first mentality. And like I said, I do want at least a few Arc Towers just so we can get some nice AoE going against those weak enemies. Might even target the weakest with this one. Okay. Yeah, so that cone does good AoE, but as you can see, some of them are getting through, so I think we need to invest in the Druid House at this point. Research reduced.
Completed.
Druid House going down 99 wood. What are we going to do with the 99 wood? Well, I mean, until we have the gold for economy budget, not much. So I think we're just going to proceed. Okay. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't use Chaos Reaper in the future as a first choice. I think going with Arc Towers for the first couple of waves, maybe until the first boss is still actually superior to most of the other things, maybe in Runestone Towers. Research wave less and 1 random common banner. Okay. Or building upgrade costs and the treat ship cost reduction. Okay, and enemy healing. I still don't understand this, by the way. Even though this is episode 8, no, this is episode 9, that why is this red if this reduces the enemy healing? Or does this mean that enemies will be... I don't know. I don't understand this one. And tower upgrade costs -1 gold per level. That's actually good. Oh boy. I mean, this would really help us out because we're getting very close to economy budget. Okay. Let's go with that. Now, what should we upgrade in the Chaos Reaper based on what we know so far? I think, I mean, the range doesn't really scale all that well. That would be nice, though, right? Because it shoots slowly. So there's a higher chance that it can shoot twice within its range. Or we can just go with damage, so, you know, guarantee that if it strikes something, that something will die. And that scales actually very well. Let's go with damage. Let's see what that does for us. Okay. Now we really gotta worry about our life points. Unfortunately, we still need a few more pops of gold, especially since I didn't even grab economy budget 1. Okay, so I'm gonna put down a few arrow towers. Just so we don't die early on. Yeah, I think this is... I would love to play around with Chaos Reapers. It's just not an early game thing, I think. We should invest in. It's kind of true for Raven Towers, right? If you start out with a Raven Tower, like, what are you gonna do? Get 1 kill, and then the rest will just run in. Okay. We can go with wood production and some extra damage. Sure. Fire rate for the Arc Tower. I just want these guys to take out the smaller ones. Yeah, this guy's not gonna do much. Whatever. 70, that should be enough, no? Because that's 50, 59. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Eco budget, and then basically trade ships are for free because we also have the Joachim's little abilities. So fantastic. Question is, do we want to invest in more Chaos Reapers before the first boss? Because if the answer is yes, then I'm just gonna go with the quarry. Yes, the answer is yes, because I want to see what we can do there. Maybe I'll just grab 1 more worker because I can, and spend some of that gold on Granite Grip, because this guy also needs gold. I mean, gold-wise, we are completely covered, and we can even go with the trade ships. Okay, yeah, perfect. That's not an issue. Yeah, we can put down 1 more Chaos Reaper. Good, because it is going to be good for the boss fights. It's not good before the boss fights. Let's see if we get Guided Fortune. That's 2 waves. Yeah, so that will be done before the next banner choice. That's actually fantastic. Okay, let's see. I think we should probably like seriously focus on the lower HP enemies with the with those towers. I'm gonna skip this one. That's a good angle. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Can we actually squeeze in 1 more Chaos Reaper before? This will actually boost the production by 20 as opposed to... This is gonna be more, right? Because, well, it's gonna only gonna be 3 more per... Yeah, I think this is gonna be overall a lot more. Yeah, we can squeeze in 1 more. Chaos Reaper, good. Let's go for the... I guess go for the supply depot. Yeah, because wood-wise we're still doing very good. Plus... Wood-wise, actually, the Chaos Reapers don't cost that much. So I think we're good. We have an 18 over here, and then, well, 7, 18 over there. And if we put down 1 more, we can still afford a Chaos Reaper. Okay. And we have some 10 tiles, look at that. Which also gives us gold. Fantastic. Okay. Good. Let's go with this. I think I'm going to use our spells to... basically eliminate the weaker ones. Okay, so some of these are going to get through.
Research completed.
Okay, interesting. Each boss kill. Yeah, that's okay. Sure. Okay, you guys, fire rate. And now let's see what's up. So we can afford... Yeah, we definitely can only afford 1, so let's do that first. I'm gonna put it next to the other one. Okay, let's open up the chest. But if I go for this, then actually next round there's no we. No, we can still afford just 1. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, we can actually start even moving away from stone in that case. Even the passive stone income will cover that. Okay, that's good. Because I still want to continue focusing on eco, right? I don't want to be stopped with building towers. I just want to kind of get to a point where we can survive the first boss wave, and that's it. Will this still cover the next Chaos Reaper? Yes, sir. Okay, let's put this down. Good. Ooh, can we even squeeze in an arc tower? That's a lot of math. Well, we'll be left with 50 and we'll add, so 122. Yes. Okay. Nice. Hopefully I did the math correctly on that one. If not, then I'm gonna cry. Okay. Well, and by the way, we didn't even set the targeting priority. Yep. So we definitely focus on enemies with heavy hitters like this one. After that, it might actually make sense to focus on the highest HP one. So they will target the highest HP enemies, and then those will no longer have that much HP, which will be cleaned up essentially by these arc towers and arrow towers. That's what I'm thinking. Hopefully this will work. So far, so good. Yeah, exactly. So this was the plan. They no longer have high HP, and then we can just clean them up. Perfect. Chest containing relics. Encountering uncommon banners. Fantastic. Okay. We have a new banner. Deadly Presence. Increases the crit damage of towers within the shooting radius of each Chaos Reaper. Immediately, I'm still thinking, right, about Runestone Towers. Like, imagine Chaos Reapers, Runestone Towers next to each other. Chaos Reapers get the banner for increasing the spell damage. Runestone Tower get the banner for increasing damage based on spell damage. And plus we get this, and we boost the critical damage of it. Like, that's insane. Right now, in this current state, I would probably go with jumping. Because there's not really a high chance that these two are going to have critical hits overall. So these are really the only things that I would be boosting currently. Or Lightning Surge would also come in handy. I think these will come in handy right now. But this is a fantastic banner. I definitely want to grab that. And before what happened last time, which is I don't get the banner that I actually wanted. Hopefully that's not going to be the case though. Okay, now I spent all of our gold, but yeah, ultimately the math was correct. Okay, well, we're gonna have a nice group of Chaos Reapers over here, and that's it. Let's see if we can pop down another 10 somewhere. Yeah, there's a ton of choices, but this one actually also gives gold, that is actually fantastic. Okay, let's see what we can do against the boss with 3 Chaos Reapers, plus we have one in the back. Hopefully the sound is good. I still have some sound issues. From what I can tell, it really just affects me. So, ultimately, hopefully, I'm hoping that at least you guys can't hear the horrible cracking noise that I'm hearing. But if that's the case, then I apologize. I'll try to fix it, although I haven't been able to in the last half a year, so... Yep. Okay, chest. I love this. The Ancient Knowledge. Because we can potentially... Yeah, get our research right now. The next one is going to be done in 1. How are we doing in research? Can you check? Yes. So like, this would be fantastic, right? Outpost research production. So this will be reduced by 1, so it will take 2 more waves to do, and then this will be done in 1, because the next research will be done in 1. So in total, we only need 3 waves to get these 2 done. That's fantastic. And this, although this one, the Guild Bond, is fantastic for the late game, and mid game and early game, I guess, because this will start generating 30 every wave. Although I love this, this is actually so great. And so play, I think, very well into our economy, so I'm going to go with that one. And yeah, I'm not sure how much I want to invest in arrow towers, although I should probably check which towers this can be fused with. Check that out, arrow towers. Yeah, I mean, if this would be able to be fused with Runestone Tower, no, that would be absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not surprised that that's not the case. I'm kind of surprised that it can be fused with Raven Towers, because both of them are slow as hell. Interesting, that's an interesting combo. And also Tornado Towers, which Haven't really used all that much. I'm gonna go with the crit chance and spell damage because I really want to start doing that combo that I mentioned. So I'm even gonna put down Runestone Towers somewhere in the future. Probably want to put down one so at least we can start grabbing some banners for them. But not all too much because first I want to grab the workshop upgrades, right? So that we don't waste money on, essentially waste money in general. Okay, we have a little bit of gold. What should we spend that gold on? Well, we're about to have a ton of workers, so I mean this probably makes sense, although it's not too much. Probably better to maybe go for the tavern. Yeah, that will boost our productivity a lot more. Okay, let's see. Oathing Feast, sure, let's grab that. Okay. So we're slowly making back our village shield. That's nice. I only have 40 minutes left. Shit. Okay, nice. That's done. Let's grab the workers. Let's grab the tavern. What tavern upgrade? Okay, I mean we can even grab the Wonder Seed one, sure. And I guess that's about it. We can put down an Arc Tower just in case. Spell damage counts twice. We're not doing too much. I mean, for what I can tell, if we can mass these guys, then that will be insane. Oh my god, and I just thought about one thing. Yeah, we can even boost them with the Runic Fire Aura. That's a crazy combo, just thinking about it. Oh, Barrier Shadow and also a new banner. Hold on. Barrier Shadow increases the damage and barrier damage of all Chaos Reapers. Dude, we don't have to worry about banners. We potentially don't have to worry about banners, AoE, or bosses if we combo them with Runestone Towers. That is nuts. This is actually starting to look crazy. Okay, cannot wait. Let's keep going, guys. Okay, want to grab some passive income. Want to grab that as well. I think it's safe to say that we can go with Chaos Reapers in the statue power, just to make some money. Let's soften these guys up. Yeah, the sound is like super annoying. I just really hope it doesn't come across in recording. That's the only thing I care about.
Research completed.
Okay, devastation. Let's see. So we can. So the next stage is killing 6 enemies, no elites or bosses, or kills the 3 highest HP. Yeah, one of you guys mentioned this one actually. We had a nice discussion over this. This is great. Kills the highest HP enemies. Although this one costs 2 energy. Yeah, I mean, killing like random small enemies really. Yeah, but let's check this out. Let's check out Rune. Okay, holy shit, spell damage increase. Yeah, at this point we really need the banner for the Runestone Tower. Yes, let's grab that. And we can grab Chaos Reaper Fire Rate. This could potentially be ridiculous. Yes, and spell damage every time we leave the market. This was meant to be. Let me tell you, this was meant to be. We just need a good spot for a forge, or plus 15% damage. Don't really have that good locations. I mean, this could be a nice for a forge because that would demolish all those. Yeah, and we can have this nice island. Okay, let's just start putting down some things over here. Good. We have all the workers in the world. I mean, we can even go into grabbing some gold. How's this? Oh, that's empty. Nice. Doing this very quickly. You know, that's gonna be. Shit, I always forget. 40, 80, and 125. Was it? Yeah, so that's 245. Okay. We won't have that just yet. I lied. We can. Okay, and then we need. Yeah, and then we need a ton of lumber to grab this specialization for the houses. Okay, let's go with that. Let's work towards that at least. No ongoing research, and yeah, because I didn't pick that up, so this will now be 7 waves if we want to go for this, or we're gonna go for Lucky Shuffle. Oh, I really want to continue focusing on our eco. Okay, so this guy in and of itself isn't going to do all that much. Okay, so no elites or bosses, but this actually took out all the spawners, which is great because if the like rhythm would be perfect, so these Chaos Reapers could take them out. I'm currently not too happy about their single target damage, to be honest. But we have a ton of potential in making that work. Okay, so first let's grab all these. Good. Hopefully we can get some wood. Okay, that's actually super lucky that we managed to do that because should be, yep. That saved us a round essentially, or a wave. But we only got one worker out of it, so that's maybe not too good. Okay, and this is the time where I would probably want to have workers in all these locations. Okay, nice. I mean, we're still doing good. Let's just maybe this. Okay. Especially if you start lightning surging. Yeah, this is actually fantastic. I wonder how where this will scale into. Maybe even more highest HP enemies killed. Focus, man. All the fucking Runestone Tower banners that I don't want. Runic Fire Aura, no, that's something that I want. And we also had magical charge appear there. Perfect. Nice. Tavern is done. Let's grab the brewery. Everything that's related to economy, essentially. Okay, and we only have one more worker left. 224. Was it? Yes, 224. So, yeah, that's gonna be 240. Perfect. And now we can actually start. I think I'm gonna do one round of towers. And then we can go back to eco. So these guys, I want to be on the edge, but I also want the Runestone Towers to be on the edge. So this is going to be interesting in many ways. But sure. Yeah, let's do this. I wanted a forge over there, but it's better if we can get some good range on the Runestone Tower. And the barriers almost fell, and we only had one Chaos Reaper over there. That's great. Okay, highest HP one's down. Plus we're making some gold. Do we have... No, that isn't maxed out. That was a mistake. That's potentially lost gold. Good. Okay. Now I want the forge. I mean, this is good, and those two locations are fantastic. And we need the upgrade for it. Oh, I didn't grab prefabrication. Okay, no worries. Let's focus on the edges first. Like this. And grab the last worker. I see one worker over there. And then two more over here. Okay, maybe one more round of towers. So that we can build this up a little bit more. And then we can, like I said, transition back into eco, which is probably going to be all workers on gold except for one in each. And the reason I like to keep one in each is because if we have these upgrades for every single production facility, then even that one worker will actually mean a lot. So it's not like we're putting one worker so that we make two more resources. We're actually making 10, 20, whatever. Okay, or we can just grab the prefabrication and go with a... Yep. Let's go to forge over there, and one more Runestone Tower over here. I probably want a Runestone Tower in the middle of that island, so that will start boosting anything nearby. But I don't want to like really think that far ahead, you know, like putting down a Runestone Tower there so that sometime in the future I will have towers next to it. If I don't have towers next to it right now, then I'm just not going to care. I would love to demo these guys, just so I can put them over here. But so far, every time I did like this big reconstruction, I kind of got screwed over, so I don't want to do that right now. I do want to grab the Blessing of Wealth 3. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, and like I said, we're gonna roll back to economy upgrades currently, or right now, because that is also equally important. Plus, next wave is going to be market wave, so we can reduce the prices, and relics are for free, and we're left with exactly 0 gold. Wasn't intentionally calculated, if anyone's wondering. Would have been epic, but it wasn't. Okay, we're starting to do, I think, pretty good damage down here. At least good enough so by the time they get up here, the remainder gets up here, they're actually either these small units or higher HP units are weaker. Yep. Oh, both of these are way too good, guys. Yeah, increasing the critical chance of something that is already super tough in terms of damage is fantastic, and plus the spell damage already at plus 100, that is going to play perfectly well into our runic, the Runestone Towers. I'm gonna go with this one. Doubles the chance. Okay, that's for free, and that's focused. No, magical, whatever it is. No. Okay, then let's boost the double strike. Damn it. I'm not going to grab that banner, am I? It's going to be left there. Okay, let's grab all the worker-related stuff. Okay, overall pretty good. Nice. We're going to need a few more rounds before we can finish off those upgrades, but that's not a problem. I mean, sure, let's go with that outpost. Now, since this guy actually plays into, or can be fused with Tornado Towers, we might actually go with Tornado Towers somewhere. Because we have a ton of excess stone right now. Which will probably be burned if we started spamming out Chaos Reapers, let's be honest. Okay, perfect. This I will never pick up, so I'll just get rid of it. Cool. Okay, passive income of gold. Reduce the cost. Reduce the stone cost, reduce the wood cost, passive income. What else? More resources appearing. Good. Improve this, improve the guild hub, due diligence. Tower upgrades cost less, and wheat. Perfect. We are now maxed out on our eco. Nice. Okay, so what do I want? Well, we don't need, on paper, we don't need that much workers anymore on wheat. What we could do is do one more big round of Chaos Reapers. That we can do, and we'll do just that over here. Maybe we can even start building this position up, right? Oh shit, it's boss wave again. So, well, this makes sense that it cannot take out elites or bosses, because that would be that would be actually ridiculous. Okay, let's see what kind of damage we are dealing against the boss. Almost going to die. Yeah. Okay, we'll do a little bit of regen. No, it doesn't, because it wasn't him who actually regened, it was one of his companions. Okay, good.
Research completed.
I think we're very close to taking this position apart, because it's less and less relevant. On worker productivity per higher worker, that's actually good if we go with the specialization that gives us... We already did that, I'm sorry. So, I mean, because we did that, this actually is fantastic. Although now research is going to be more and more painful as we go forward. Because even this one is going to be 6 waves. Well, that artifact is only going to reduce it to 5 waves, but the next one is going to be 1 wave, so we can potentially, like, you know, 1 wave the statue power, or 1 wave the tower damage. Or we can just go raw eco and... Because that's going to be a lot, actually. I'm going to go with that. And we have magical charge. Check that out. Nice. That is beautiful. And which also means that I'm going to grab these soon. All the hero tower abilities. But right now I just want more Chaos Reapers all around the place. Like this. And I mean, we can even put down some more Runestone Towers and then some Chaos Reapers next to that one. And we could maybe surround all this with... You know, let's check out the Tornado Towers. I don't think they're going to do all that much for us currently. Let's see what we can do with them. Okay, level them up. Now, I don't quite remember these guys. We may have taken a peek, but... shoots tornadoes which travel along an enemy path and inflict damage to any opponent they hit. Now, their base damage is not too good. Range is okay. Fire rate is moderate, I would say. Overall, not too impressed. I'm not even sure what to go with. Fire rate doesn't scale all that well. Range does scale well, and also, let's see, damage. Well, let's go range for the time being, and I think I'm just going to target the closest to the village with these guys. I don't know, I haven't really... Honestly, I don't even remember if we used them before, in general. Not just actively use them, but use them. I don't know, we need to figure that out. Okay, next research. I mean, statue power would boost the damage of the Chaos Reapers a lot. Let's go with that one. Okay, what else? We have this one, and nothing else from this point on. It's just about towers and outposts. Yep. Okay, now let's see what our little position can do. If this wipes this entire wave, then I'm just going to demolish everything else. Because there's really no point in having all those other defenses over there. Rather just move them over here. Okay, let's grab the legendary banner for sure. Okay, magical charge, we can further improve that one. Scraper increases the tornado damage per missing 1% HP of the enemy. Hold on a minute. So damage per 1% HP missing is 1%. Ooh, that's actually not bad. And you know what's even better is, on paper, or in theory, by the time the enemy gets to the tornado towers, except for this line over here, they will have already lost some HP. So this is actually good for us. So far, so interesting. Let's see, and let's continue building up our tornadoes next to it. Yeah, and like I said, I'm just going to remove these because there's really no point at this point having these around. I'm not even sure if we're going to use arc towers. If we can get the Chaos Reapers and the Tornado Towers to deal enough AoE, then we're not going to go with arc towers. If you're a returning viewer, you know that I love arc towers. It's just that I want to see what the game, what we and me in particular can do without them, because they're clearly very strong and I love them. I just want to see what is possible to achieve without them, potentially. Because we could just, you know, set up a big location over here with a bunch of arc towers just in case anything gets through. Okay, big HP enemy coming in. Yeah, didn't die. It's oh my god. Okay. That was that was interesting. Okay, let's boost Ruin into kills up to 6 enemies on a specific tile. No elite enemies or bosses. Kills the 5 enemies with the highest HP, including elite enemies. No bosses. Uses off 5 charges when killing an elite enemy. This is a free elite enemy kill. But it doesn't use all 5 charges. No, it uses 3 charges when killing anything without an elite. Okay. Well, we have 5 charges. No, we have 4 charges, sorry. So, yeah, we'll be able to cast this once, regardless of what happens. Yeah, I want to see that. Sure. Spell damage and Chaos Reaper fire rate, I guess. Okay. Let's go with some stone. So we weren't able to take out an elite enemy. Which is awkward. We definitely need some penetration, and these guys have horrible range. Okay, I think we might need a ton of gold, actually. And of course, a ton of stone as well. Yeah, I might go with a few rounds of upgrades, actually. Because first I want to give them a little bit of extra range, and then I also want to give them some penetration. And even accuracy, for that matter. Yeah, there's a lot of things we need to upgrade. What we can definitely see is that barriers are essentially non-existent. As soon as they get into range of a few of these Chaos Reapers, they just vanish. Okay. Enemies stunned by hero spells. Enemies hit by hero spells is stunned. Okay, we can do that with the other spell that we have. Good. We can no longer demolish. But we get 5 gold. I mean, that 5 gold might come in handy, actually. Wheat production for the next 5 waves. Okay, I mean, that is so cheap. Okay, first, let's go with a little bit of range. Not too much. Because I do want a lot of penetration. And that's it for our gold. Okay. Let's hard focus on penetration. And then when we have some excess gold, then I'm going to manually add on the range in the future, because this area is being covered as I'm highlighting the Chaos Reapers. Good enough. Okay, let's do some more tornado towers. Any better spots? Yeah, that one gives us gold. Good. Okay, in that case we might not need this many workers on gold. This much workers on gold. Yeah, let's see. So the next kind of plan is we need to expand our main damage. Maybe back here, as I mentioned earlier, except without arc towers. Because this is starting to get very crowded. Any elites? No. Then we can just take out the highest HP one. That's actually fantastic. Okay. Chest containing relics. Runic fire, Tempest Stopper. Hold on. Tornadoes briefly stun an enemy on impact. After that, they are immune to further stuns for 10 seconds. So they're immune for all the stuns. Not just stuns by that particular tower. They're... Okay. So in that case, we probably want to invest in fire rate for the tornado towers. Which scales horribly, and that makes sense why it scales horribly. Okay, but I like the idea. Because so far I haven't built any frost towers to stun the enemies. But if we can stun the enemies with that, then that is perfectly fine by me. And we'll just actually take out the tree in the front, this one. Because it does reach it. Let's see. No, it didn't. Piece of shit. Although it is in range of that, so screw you. Whatever. Okay, just like that. And maybe we'll do some Raven Tower action. Okay. Okay, another boss wave. Would be nice if I can just click this on the boss line. But yeah, that would be ridiculous. Okay, so I can definitely see them being stunned a little bit. Then it's just like, well... Let's see what kind of single target damage we can get out of these guys. I mean, that's not great, let's be honest. Movement speed of tornadoes. This will give us a fusion. That's why I kind of want to go with this, even though this is fantastic, because that means the second hit will deal as much as the first hit. Yeah, so I would honestly only grab this for the fusion. Otherwise, I would definitely grab this one. Okay, grants tornado towers. Extra barrier damage provided by barrier shatter. Okay. Only problem is we're destroying the barriers before they even get to the tornado towers. Each adjacent Chaos Reaper grants a tornado tower an individual 5% chance to spawn a magic site. Is that how you say that? I never know. The site deals no damage and only applies bleeding based on the portion of the Chaos Reaper's damage. What? But what do you mean that Chaos Reaper? What if there's two next to the Tornado Tower? Oh, each adjacent Chaos Reaper grants a Tornado an individual 5% chance to... Okay, so we wanna... So we would have wanted to surround the Tornado Towers with Chaos Reapers then. Shit. Well, it's one of those things, right, that it's really difficult to know if you haven't played with these towers before. Okay. I see. Legendary banner. I mean, even focus room would be nice. Or more magical charge. How are we doing on spell damage? Oh, very nice. Okay. Magical charge. And here's our second hit. Good. Yeah, so without demolishing... I mean, we can demolish only if... No, we cannot demolish anymore at all. Okay. Well, it is what it is. What we could do, actually, is over here build something up that resembles that banner. So, like, mix them up. Mix up the two. Because so far, this is literally our only tower that has a Chaos Reaper next to it. Okay, well, that is what it is. What it is. We're learning. Next time we need to mix them up. Okay. Shit, I'm running out of time. Okay, elite enemy is down. I don't think we'll see that magic site anymore, or at all, because, like I said, the chance of that happening is very low. Okay, whenever you cast a spell, we also gain some gold, or transforms itself into a legendary relic. Let's see. Okay, so here, can we... Yes, we can demolish all these. Perfect. So this one, Chaos Reaper, then some tornadoes, and some Runestone Towers. Okay. We have a little bit of extra gold, by the way. How are we doing on penetration? Okay-ish. We'll do a little bit of range for our Runestone friends. Okay, that's a good range. Okay, so the weaker units are completely... They're vanishing, literally, as soon as they get to this point. The higher HP enemies, on the other hand, are not really.
Research completed.
Let's go with Unique Fire Aura. And we have another fusing. The damage of magical charge is transferred to the tornadoes of the Tornado Tower in certain share. What a combo this is. This in general, I mean. Or Scraper is applied to Runestone Tower attacks to a certain share. 30% share. So for every missing 1% HP, 0.3% damage, extra damage. Wow. Or we can just have stronger tornadoes. But I mean, this would be fantastic against those targets that I just mentioned. I'm gonna go with this one. This is fantastic, actually. Like all of this. Okay, tower price inflation or just stronger towers in general. I think I want to start working my way down the luck route. So I think we're doing it a little bit better against heavy enemies, high HP enemies. Oh my god, this is amazing. Because all elite enemies have significantly more hit points, but we don't care because we can just one-shot them with our spells. Yep. Sure. Sure. Okay. So how do we want to double up using this relic? I think I'm just going to go with penetration on the highest range Chaos Reapers. And those who are, of course, under 50%, because otherwise some of that upgrade would be wasted completely. I can even go with some accuracy, and then that's it. Okay. Nice, let's continue building up this location, I say. So this is adjacent, this is also adjacent. There are probably one of, yeah, 3 more Runestone Towers over there. Good, let's go. Maybe some range to these guys. Back to penetration. I also need to check something real quick. Okay, yeah, I really need to step out. Okay, very nice. Future research or Guildhall Gold? I mean, sure, let's go with the research. Okay, I'll step out, and don't worry, I will edit this part out, but I need to leave. Okay, back in business. Had to step out. Everything is fine. Perfect. Let's continue. So where were we? Oh man, that took a longer time than I expected, so I need to recap myself. Yeah, one of the few Runestone Towers over there, so that we can get this going. There's actually... Whoa. Oh, I have it selected. Okay. So there's actually not much point in increasing the range of these guys further on, because it's enough if they cover this entire area, if they cover it. Like this one doesn't, so for example, increasing the range on that one would make sense, but all the other ones who are already covering this spot, it's perfectly fine. Same for these guys, we'll probably want to cover this area over here, this one covers this area, and this one covers this area, and then that's it for range. Okay, so we can build a few more Chaos Reapers, well, maybe one more over here, and then a couple of Tornado Towers. Good. Just need to pop this down, and that's about it. I think we have a ton of wheat, holy shit. And also we have a ton of gold. And it's maxed out at 75. Okay, so actually let's use that. I want to do a little bit of accuracy so that we don't waste those shots, and that's about it. That's it for our gold. I love it how I always think that I have a ton of gold, and then it turns out I don't have basically anything when I start using it. Halting Feast, absolutely. Also, I kind of need to start looking into these upgrades that I haven't picked up just yet. The meta progression increases hero spell damage by that, and that each 5 waves. Okay, now that is... Let's grab that. Allows you to reroll the hero choice with honor. Hero choice, okay. I don't know if I would do that. Giant Slasher increases the choice of legendary relics that a boss drops by 2. Okay. Adds that % chance to get legendary banners. Wow, that's not too generous. 1 and 2%. Okay. 2 and 4%, and some, I mean, a couple of rerolls, at least one reroll is actually fantastic, and also Banish. Let's get both Banish, both rerolls, okay. Grants you 1 reroll for Oracle Choice. Oracle Choice, reroll. I mean, it doesn't hurt, and 1 Banish. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, there's the Hero Choice. Anything in here? No, no. Start each future game with a common relic. What? Start out with a relic, even if it's a common relic, but that's crazy. Okay, thank you. Increase the chance of finding legendary relics at the market. But by how much? Like these are the typical tooltips that I always call out in games when they're like, increase it, but by how much, and what does that even mean? Be specific. Allows you to reserve a relic in the market. This relic appears in the next market offer and costs 5 gold more. I mean, that 5 gold is only relevant in the beginning, but that is actually huge. You can reserve... I can already think about several times where I would have wanted to keep a relic, essentially, for later use. Like, especially that one that gives you gold based on how many relics you have. You can extend that for 5 more waves. That's actually... Wait, 5 waves or 5... No, it just says... Oh, sorry, it just says appears in the next market offer. Okay, and can I reserve it again? Can I, like, infinitely reserve the relic? That would be huge. Okay. Okay, good enough. I'm gonna take you guys a step up with a meta progression. Let's see how we're doing. Darkwhisper. Okay, so boss wave. Interested to see how this will go. And then I'm actually thinking about going into Raven Towers to snipe a few baddies, like especially these group healing ones. Sniping them and then sniping the high HP ones. That would be very beneficial. Okay, so let's see. Can we even take out Darkwhisper? Yes. I'm still a little bit worried about our single target damage. Maybe that's where Raven Tower will come in. Okay, this is good for the combo. Tempest Stopper is also good because this the stun time of less than half a second is kind of meh. Close to being a second is a lot better, and the focus rune is also good, especially for the single target. Now looking at the left-hand side, we don't really need much for these guys for any other fusion. So I mean, in terms of fusion, it doesn't matter what we pick. I'm not really seeing the effect of this one. That's my problem. That's why I'd rather not go with that. Yeah, getting the stun is actually good. Okay, the one standard and ooh shit, all of these are actually fantastic. I mean, at this point, I would rather go with a little bit more damage, especially stuff like the barrier shadow. Yeah, because that will equally scale. That will scale with against barriers, and that's fantastic. The fact that we don't have to worry about barriers is huge. Okay, a couple of tornadoes in here. And yeah, I really want to start moving forward with some Raven Towers. So actually I'm going to do this. Maybe put down a stonemason somewhere. Preferably a location that generates gold as well. Nothing generates gold. Okay. Once again, resource-wise, we're not doing too good. Which is unlucky. Yeah, we have everything. Okay, nice. So there's an elite enemy, which we can, by the way, immediately pop. I forgot about that. Nice. We wouldn't have been able to kill it, that's for sure. Because it got way too far. I think we can put down the Raven Towers over here, in front of this location. And really just the goal of them would be to pop the spawners, group healers, and highest HP ones. Really, this is the... I never picked up this relic before. But I mean, if it's free, then sure. Okay, another barrier shatter or even more stun time. Or actually even critical hits from the Chaos Reaper. They don't do that much crits. This is just so good, man. Plus 70% to plus 100%. This is just way too good, I think. Just looking at the values. Shit, we cannot build an outpost or a forge? Yeah, we cannot. Okay. My bad. Then let's do this. And wait. One more round. And then we'll put down a bunch of Raven Towers. I mean, we could build this up the same way as we had these built up, sure. It's a possibility. Okay, another elite. Oh, of course, that's the thingy. The next 4 elite enemy chests only contain... okay, then that wasn't it. Then I don't know where I got that relic from. I know, I'm a little bit all over the place right now. But we did get a relic. Okay, spell damage, good against barriers. We probably don't have to worry about barriers. Tower construction cost is good, or spell damage further increased for the Runestone Towers. Yeah, let's go with more damage. And more fire rate for the Chaos Reaper. Okay. Tornadoes start extremely strong, but weaken by 15% every half second. Or Scraper is applied, and we do have a little bit of Scraper, right? Yes. I mean, damn, this is good. This Squall. Let's go with that. Check it out. Okay, and Scraper is applied to, sometimes I'm gonna go with that one. Yep. Okay, nice. This is a fantastic place for a forge. And we can start popping down some Raven Towers. We could go with the... Of course, we could go with Runestone Towers. First, I just want to put down our actual Raven Towers. And then maybe some Runestone Towers here on the edges. Okay. Also, one of you guys told me that you're going full-on damage for Raven Towers, so I don't know if you pick up the penetration. I mean, I would pick up the penetration and accuracy, to be honest, and then go with the damage. But we can do that with gold easily. You know, I like to set auto-scaling to those which kind of is obvious that I want to go with. And then, like, for example, damage for the Raven Tower, and then just add on these extra ones through gold. Okay, nice. So a couple of these guys, not too much. Group healers, boss, and then you want group healers. Damn, group healers, spawners, and then the ones with the most health. Yep, I think that's a good choice. Will this actually kill the? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll kill the group healers. Yes. Because when you don't have this enabled, it's kind of interesting, right? Because if it finds a group healer, it will kill it. But if it finds a one with the most health, then it will take down the health until it finds the next one with the most health. Which I know it's literally what it says. It's just that, you know, some of these are obviously designed to fully eliminate the target. And some of these will not. Yeah, so our Raven Towers currently are horseshit. But that's okay. An elite. Let's pop him. Man, this is insane. Once you get to this extermination level, you can just take out elites immediately. It becomes crazy.
Research completed.
Okay, building upgrade costs. We don't have any buildings left, but we can still get the relic. You know, that gives us gold based on how many relics we have. So that's why I'm going to pick that up. Arc towers deal 60% damage, but jump 3 times. We don't have arc towers. Once again, I'm just going to pick it up for the same reason as I picked up the previous one. I'm going to go with Focus Rune. And... ooh, Runic Fire Aura. Even better. Or more damage. Because we're starting to have a shit ton of spell damage. And this is just in general. I mean, at this point, this is so much damage that I don't really want to miss out on that opportunity. Okay, not too good. We need gold for that. Okay, it's not going to be too many towers, but it's going to be a few. Okay, good. Next one. So what should you get? Tower inflation or just raw damage? I mean, I would love to get this one. Weak points, 5% crit chance per tower type, and we have a bunch of tower. We have 5 tower types, but you know that's gonna be 25% crit chance, which is fantastic for the Chaos Reaper. So I think I'm gonna go with that. Just a reminder, our personal record is wave 38, died at wave 39. Based on how much damage we're doing to single targets, I don't think we can even get to wave 38. Unfortunately. But we'll see. I mean, eventually stuff can kick in, like, you know, the Focus Rune and the Scraper fusion. It's difficult to say, just because we're not dealing a ton of damage over here or down here, doesn't mean that we're not going to be doing a ton of damage up there. You know, once these high HP units will start losing their health, it's going to become a bit easier to take them out because of Scraper. Oh, relics. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, Barrier Shadow Legendary is just epic in my opinion. Okay, so we know for a fact that this isn't going to take out all the resources, but this will. Okay. Okay, what's the range on this guy? Okay, so it reaches those. And that also has a good range, so I'm going to build a few over there. And I'm thinking I am going to expand our Chaos Reaper, Runestone Tower, and Tornado Tower combo into this location. By the way, this can be Tornado Towered up. Okay. All thing feast, we have infinite wheat at this point. Let's see. Okay, so this is wave 35, the boss wave. This is the easiest in terms of like everyone else other than the boss, right? Because we don't have barriers, we don't have healers, we don't have spawners, we don't have none of that. We just have some high HP units, and because of the Tornado Tower's Squall, it starts strong but weakens over time, you know, we can stop them easily. Okay, popping the elite enemy. Now the real question is, how easily can we take out? Oh, we cannot take him out. Okay, so this actually wasn't even enough single target damage to take him out. Well, that's disappointing, honestly, because this wave 35 so far used to be the easiest amongst these waves. But I guess the single target damage wasn't enough. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of obvious when we were fighting a few of those elites. It took way too long for them to get taken out, especially compared to like our Arc Tower builds earlier. Damn. Okay, well, the Chaos Reaper is fantastic, so I definitely want to play around a lot more with that. Maybe a lot more Raven Towers to focus on the highest HP enemies. I think that would be a good idea, and then somehow refine this. Maybe better positioning would have been nice, you know, like a larger kind of half island or island somewhere. Oh, can I? Yeah, I can go around the map. So if I didn't get any tunnels, I mean, this would have been probably a better spot. I'm not sure. Okay, doesn't matter. We had a ton of fun. I'm going to refine this and come back with some more experiments. Maybe Shadow Towers, Chaos Reapers, or whatever. There's a lot of options. So let's check it out. Let's check out the leaderboard. Ay. At least I want to make it to the 1,000, you know? Yeah, it's going to be a very nice goal. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Still enjoying this. Hope you are too. I'll see you next time.